It was a sunny Tuesday morning when Arnold Schwarzenegger quietly walked into a modest gym in Los Angeles. He wore a low cap, dark sunglasses, and a loose t-shirt, trying to go unnoticed. He wasn't there to film videos, sign autographs, or give motivational speeches. He just wanted to work out, feel the weight of the iron, and hear the metallic clank that always reminded him of his old competition days. Most people in the gym didn't recognize him right away. Arnold positioned himself in a corner, stretching his shoulders before starting his bench press routine. But the peace didn't last long. A man in his early 30s, with a wide smile and his phone already in hand, quickly approached. "Oh my God, you're Arnold Schwarzenegger," he said, almost out of breath. "Can I take a picture?" Arnold, used to such encounters, took off his sunglasses and smiled. "Of course, my friend. Always good to meet fans." They took a selfie. The fan thanked him, but didn't leave. Instead, he stayed right beside Arnold, watching every rep. "You know, Arnold, I grew up watching your movies. But honestly, I thought you'd be bigger," the man said, laughing. Arnold just let out a hum and kept lifting, trying to ignore the provocative tone. "And about that movie everyone hated. What's it called again?" "Oh yeah, Last Action Hero." The fan laughed, as if it were some inside joke. Arnold racked the bar and took a deep breath. "Everyone's entitled to their opinions," he replied, still calm. But the man didn't stop. He started asking personal questions, making cutting remarks about Arnold's age, and even jabs about his political career. The once quiet workout was starting to draw curious glances from others. Arnold felt the tension building, but still believed he could keep it under control. Little did he know, this was only the first step toward a moment the whole world would soon see. The atmosphere in the gym seemed to change temperature. The air, once filled only with the sound of plates clanging and motivational music, now carried a different weight. Every word from the man seemed laced with a disguised, poisonous laugh. Arnold tried to focus. He grabbed a pair of dumbbells and began a set of military presses. The fan, or whatever he was, wouldn't leave his side. "Can you still lift all that?" the man taunted. "Or is all that strength just for the movies now?" Arnold didn't answer. His eyes, fixed on the mirror, betrayed that he was analyzing the man's every move. He knew the type. People who approached just to provoke a reaction, only to twist the story later. But he never imagined it would go this far. The man took a few steps to the side, as if to leave, but quickly returned. "Oh, I forgot to ask. Remember that interview where you said you'd never get out of shape?" He laughed. "Well, time is cruel, isn't it?" Arnold set the dumbbells down with more force than intended. He took a deep breath. The gym had gone quiet. Only the faint music played in the background. A few regulars had already noticed his presence, and with it the strange scene unfolding. Phones began to rise discreetly. "Look, my friend, I'm here to train. If you want to talk, we can do it later," Arnold said in a calm but firm tone. The man stepped forward. The smile vanished, replaced by something colder. "Later? No. I think the world needs to see who you really are," he said, raising his phone and filming openly. Arnold turned to grab his towel, determined to end it right there. But then he felt it, a hand gripping his shoulder. It wasn't friendly. It was a firm hold, as if the man wanted to stop him from leaving. "Hey, you're not walking away without answering," the man said, leaning in. "Or are you too weak for that too?" That was when the limit broke. In a quick, instinctive move, Arnold spun and with an open palm, delivered a sharp slap to the side of the man's face. The sound cracked through the gym like a gunshot. The man's phone flew from his hand, sliding across the gym floor. Time seemed to freeze. Weights stayed still, conversation stopped. Even the background music seemed to fade. Every eye was on them. The man held his face, shocked, but didn't fall. Instead, he gave a crooked smile. A smile Arnold immediately recognized. Not surprise, but satisfaction. As if he had gotten exactly what he wanted. "Oh, this is going to be good," the man muttered, crouching to pick up his fallen phone. That's when Arnold noticed something strange. The man didn't open the camera app. Instead, He quickly unlocked the screen and began typing, like someone sending something in a rush. Arnold took a step forward to ask what he was doing, but a gym employee intervened, stepping between them. "Sir, I need both of you to calm down," the receptionist said, his voice trembling. "We can sort this out outside." Arnold took a deep breath, trying to regain control. In the corner, he noticed two other gym-goers whispering and showing something on their phones. It wasn't just him and the man who had footage. Several amateur cameras had captured the slap from different angles. The man began walking toward the exit, but not without turning around and saying loudly, for everyone to hear, "Remember this, folks. It's not every day you get slapped by the Terminator." A few nervous laughs broke out, but Arnold remained silent. He knew that from that moment on, the situation was out of his control. What he didn't yet know was that this fan had much more in mind than just a viral video. Outside, the sun kept shining, indifferent to what had just happened. But inside the gym, everyone felt it. Something had been sparked. A spark. And the fire was yet to come. The next day, social media was on fire. The slap video had already racked up millions of views on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Headlines ranged from "Arnold Schwarzenegger loses his cool" to "Hollywood star assaults innocent fan." Comments were split. Half defended Arnold, saying he was probably provoked. The other half called him arrogant, violent, and even dangerous. The man who got slapped was now a familiar face, but no one knew his name. Yet, Arnold spent the morning taking calls from his team of advisors. Some suggested a public apology. Others said he should say nothing until the dust settled. But there was something bothering Arnold more than the controversy itself: the satisfied expression on the man's face as he left the gym. That didn't look like the face of a victim. It looked like someone who had just won a prize. Then, around noon, the first clue surfaced. A young man named Marcos, a regular at the gym, sent a private message to Arnold's official Instagram account. The message was straightforward. "Dude, the guy you slapped isn't a fan. He's been here before causing trouble. I've got videos." Arnold replied asking for more info. Minutes later, he received 3 recordings. In the first, the same man was arguing with a trainer, accusing him of stealing clients while filming the scene to post on his YouTube channel. In the second, he tried to interrupt the workout of a fitness influencer, asking invasive questions while streaming live. In the third, filmed 2 weeks earlier, he shoved a guy during a bench press, saying it was just a prank for content. Arnold asked his assistant to investigate. A few hours later, confirmation arrived. His name was Dylan Carter, a content creator specializing in provoking celebrities and turning their reactions into viral videos. But there was more. Dylan was under investigation for petty theft. Witnesses said he used the chaos he caused to grab valuables. And on the morning of the slap, the gym security cameras captured something revealing. While Arnold grabbed the dumbbells, Dylan quickly slipped his hand into the pocket of a young woman passing behind him and took her phone. The footage clearly showed the device sliding into Dylan's pocket. And at that moment, the grip he gave Arnold's shoulder wasn't just intimidation. It was also to stop the star from stepping forward and seeing the victim looking for her lost phone. Arnold watched the footage several times, silently. He didn't know whether to laugh at the irony or get even angrier. This whole provocation wasn't just to humiliate him. It was a distraction while a crime was taking place. By late afternoon, the police took action. Dylan was found at his apartment and taken in for questioning. He tried to claim the phone fell into his pocket by accident, but the footage was too clear. When news of his arrest spread, the internet flipped upside down. Profiles that hours earlier had attacked Arnold started posting messages like, "Now it makes sense." He defended someone without knowing. The slap was the least of this guy's problems. Arnold, however, didn't celebrate. He knew that even with the truth coming out, part of the public would only remember the slap video, and not the reasons behind it. But he also knew that sometimes justice doesn't happen in the court of public opinion, but in real life. That night, sitting on his porch, he looked at his phone, paused for a moment, and wrote a tweet. "Not every hero wears a cape. Sometimes he wears training gloves." The post went viral within minutes. But for Arnold, it wasn't about fame. It was about something much bigger. realizing that even when you think you've lost control, you might end up saving someone without knowing it. What he didn't expect was that this story still had one last twist left. Dylan Carter's arrest seemed, at first glance, like the final chapter of that turbulent story. But for Arnold Schwarzenegger, the events had opened an unexpected path, a path toward transformation, awareness, and even redemption. In the days that followed, the fallout from the gym incident reached global proportions. TV shows, newspapers, and podcasts devoted hours debating what that slap really meant: an act of violence or a legitimate reaction, a display of anger or a gesture of protection. Arnold decided to take control of the narrative. At a press conference, facing hundreds of reporters, he spoke with honesty and calm. "I'm not perfect. I've lost my patience many times. But what happened in that gym was not a moment of weakness. It was a reaction to provocation and a situation that put other people at risk." He took the opportunity to reveal what many still didn't know. The fan he had struck was not just a provocateur, but someone who used chaos to commit petty crimes, endangering others' safety. We need to be aware of what's happening around us. Not everything is what it seems. The villain isn't always who you think. And sometimes, strength is necessary to protect what's right. Over the following weeks, Arnold launched a social media campaign called Strength with Purpose, an initiative to raise awareness about respect in public spaces, protection against harassment, and prevention of scams. He used his fame to promote talks at gyms, schools, and even public safety forums. The gym where it all happened became a symbol of this campaign. Arnold visited the place several times, met with regulars, and spoke with young people and trainers. He turned what could have been a negative episode into an opportunity to teach. The fan, Dylan Carter, served a brief sentence and was enrolled in a rehabilitation program where he received psychological support to understand the consequences of his actions. The fitness community, initially divided, united to support Arnold's initiative and raise awareness about the dangers of sensationalism on social media. But perhaps the greatest legacy of that day was for Arnold himself. He learned that even when your public image is enormous, your humanity remains vulnerable. That emotional control is a daily struggle, and that it's not always easy to separate provocation from real danger. In an exclusive interview months later, Arnold reflected, "I've always believed strength comes from within, not just muscles. It's the courage to act with justice, even when no one is watching. That day I gave a slap, but I also gave a warning. I hope everyone learns from it." And so, the episode that began with an unexpected slap turned into a lesson for millions. A story showing that the truth is always more complex than a viral video, and that true strength lies in protecting, educating, and inspiring.